And the Lier Fellowship is it's a very special annual award that is made possible through the New York Community Trust that is given to artists that are selected by a very esteemed panel. And Hongbo really stood out for his very unique vision and talent, obviously, as we see here tonight. And we're really thrilled to be able to play a very small part in his career trajectory, which is amazing. For those of you who are not familiar with the Asian American Arts Alliance, or A4, we are a 43-year-old nonprofit service organization that works to ensure greater representation, equity, and opportunities for Asian American artists and arts organizations. And we do this through a variety of different platforms that include professional development and grants for artists, community building, networking events, advocacy, the AMP, our online magazine that platforms AAPI creators, and a lot of other things. And in fact, next Thursday, we are having a holiday party for the AMP. We'll be giving out free copies of the print edition. We do an annual print edition in addition to the weekly online content. And it's just going to be down the street at Welcome to Chinatown at 6:30, so please join us if you can. And then also in the new year, we're going to be co-presenting a dance festival, an Asian American Pacific Islander dance festival with Mighty Chen Dance Company. And there'll be 3 showcases on January 10th and 11th at ALE Studios and the New York City Center. So all of this stuff, if you're a dance lover, you know someone who is, please check out our website, and I think we have postcards in the front where you can get more information, as well as all of the programs. And we have a great community calendar and an opportunities section for residencies and grants and other opportunities. So check it out at aaartsalliance.org. And I want to thank our friends at the New York Community Trust, of course, who makes this possible. And we have incredible career coaches and artistic mentors who are very sorry they can't be here tonight, Shar Simpson and Heather Bandari, who work very closely with Hongbo. And of course, I want to thank Ilya and the team for allowing us to present in this space tonight. And of course, my amazing team, Justine Lee, Addie, and Debbie, for making this possible. So we are recording tonight's event. We'll post it online on our YouTube channel later. So I hope you'll stay for a while, have a beverage, and speak to the artists. And now I'd like to introduce Hongbo to talk a little bit more about their project and what we're going to do.
Thank you so much for the generous introduction, Lisa. I think you probably have lots of questions, especially with the experience. I just want to emphasize that this is a project that we are trying to develop into a bigger form, and this is a prototype that we do for the first time. So many of these things that you see, actually most of the things you see, especially the bubble walls and the huge piece of monolith and all this carpet, is actually for us first time to see as well, especially the bubble wall. So it's an incomplete experience. That's why we really are grateful that you are here, so that you can kind of help us build up this process with us. So I'm going to speak a little more after, but I'm a bit curious as to what you think the nature of this project is for now. Before you watch this demo video, which is what we're going to do shortly, because after you do that, you have too clear a picture of what everything is. But that kind of state of clarity is what I kind of want to avoid for now. So if there's any words comes to your mind of what this is, you can feel free to speak out. Yes, and you don't have to raise the hand.
It feels like a reconstruction.
Oh, that's cool. I love that.
Tribal.
Tribal. Okay, sure. Any anything else?
When I was wearing the mask, it's more like I'm observing the world through a hidden identity.
Ah, yes.
Or like I can hide myself, but I can see and get close to whoever I want.
Exactly, and then you're hidden behind it. You're not. The other is approachable, but not you.
Yeah.
Yeah, one of the points that I love about math as well. So, any other thoughts?
Michael, can you raise your voice a bit so folks
Sure.
can hear? Yeah. Just asking if anyone has any initial thoughts about what this is.
It seems like there's an emphasis on texture, like the
Texture.
bubbles and the grading, and
Yes, definitely, for sure. So, and before I proceed with this video, I definitely want to thank everyone here and also A4 and the Friedman Gallery, which makes this possible, especially with creators. We kind of immersed in our own world without us knowing it, and coming back to the real world, it seems unreal. So thanks for these people that's making, except actually not only my vision, my team's vision coming true. So you are the person who's grounding this in reality. Thank you so much. We can play.
Now you will hear my voice as your guide. Listen as I count 4 numbers. When I...
Can we turn off the lights so that people can actually see?
Oh, yeah.
Now you will hear my voice as your guide. Listen as I count 4 numbers. When I reach 1, you shall enter the city of Agharta. 4. Keep breathing as you sink deeper into the earth. 3. Your vision will be veiled in the fog. Still, keep your eyes wide open. 2. Touching is not allowed. Only perk up your ears. 1. You hear the breath of the underwood, air winding through the pipes, mingling with vapor. The city is like a labyrinthine organ, tangled roots of sound guiding the citizens, keeping them from losing their way. Step closer. Now, attend to your steps. You find out the dwellers of the city, buried far from the sun, seem to have their eyes withered away. From the moment of birth, each child under the hands of their parents fashions a face of their own. Thus, all Aghathans are masters of instrument craft, though they themselves remain unaware. Follow this man. As though groping in darkness along an unseen river, in Agharta, labor itself is a slow improvisation, though they themselves remain unaware. Suffocating gust surges toward you. The waters are rising. You realize the city forever teeters under the threat of the flood. The water organ reveals the measures of their fate. The water's height, pressure, and temperature. The waters have already climbed to a perilous height. Yet if you follow that thread of dolphin's cry, it may lead you to the nearest path of escape. Thermal wind bells. With them, the Agharta mark the hours of the surface above. When the tunnels thin and the resonance falters, they know night has fallen on the earth. Feel the crystal beneath your feet loosening. This city born with water cooled into crystal is destined to return to the waters that birthed it. As the flood seeps slowly through the invisible intricacies wrought by the Agharta, age descends like a tide upon all things. Agharta is a city of fragility. At your first arrival, you too bore witness to one among its endless cycles of ruin. Before the waters cool once more, it shall be left with nothing but
So thank you so much for watching this, but we would love to take questions, but before I do that, I would really love to introduce my team because this is not a solo effort. It's coming with everyone that's working with me. This is my producer, Kenny. And this is the visual artist, Karen. And the projection mapper for this exhibition, Jia Yi. Matthew, and the mask performer, Matthew. So, that's fine to see.
We can watch it or I'll sit down. It's like so quiet and we're gonna make it a little lively now.
Yes, it's not intended to be the vibe. there any questions that you would like to ask? Or from Lisa, actually. I mean, this is the first time you actually see the whole experience.
Yeah.
And I assume that you read my proposal in the first place. It's dramatically different. It's dramatically different, but I would love to explain why, if you give me the chance.
Why? How is it diverging from the original intention?
Yes. So the idea that I proposed first is something to do with genetics of Asian. Because by that time I was actually taking biological classes at Columbia. This is so random, which I don't want to explain because it's too big a story.
He
But
doesn't even go to Colombia.
yes, I didn't even go to Columbia. But it's something that I feel very intimate with, these informations about our culture and in our body. Then I started to delve into deeper researches of genetics. The original idea is make something with it, like an artistic piece. It can be, in my vision, in the first place, it's a piece of music that we can kind of interact with instead of reading like your symptoms, your ancestry, but it's more something that we can directly connect with. Then as I delve deeper into the research, I find out there's actually, now the number is escaping me, but at least 80% or something of our genes are not encoding proteins, and they're kind of silent, which means they're not actively functioning in our body. And what is that? That's actually some genes that are like eliminated. They are ancient, and maybe they are part of the viruses we have been infected, and they belong to our ancestry, to be short. And that part actually really intrigued me to think what it means to really look at our history. And very coincidentally, I was traveling a lot during that period and really witnessing a lot of ruins of extinct civilization. And these two elements collide together. And a big pity I was missing when I was visiting these ruins or museums is that we can see basically most of the things from the civilization. Their tools, lifestyles, even reconstruction of their city, but we cannot hear the sound of it. It's forever lost. And that's my entry point into this project. So I would love to kind of reconstruct and fictionalize what a sound in the ancient world might sound like. So, and as you see, everything here is centered on sound. Everything makes sound: human body, architecture, roads, cities in general, even the forecasting system for the disasters. And it's a big concept that I'm working with, and it's not actually coming from just fiction, because in China, the idea of sound used to be much more prominent than now. Now it's mostly either various genres of music, but before it's like the standard of measurement, it's the calendar, so it determines the very fabric of our life. And I'm going wild with that concept of kind of creating civilization with it. So by doing that, I hope I'm still being loyal to the concept of what's in our culture and what's in our history, and how we treat our history not as something backward, but as something progressive, as generative, and as imaginative, as material for fiction. Sorry, I was skipping. Any more questions?
I'm curious about how the collaboration is done, because I know you have the concept, Karen was working with the visuals, Kenny's the producer, so I'm curious how working with this new technology and a video format kind of come into place. How do you cohere eventually?
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, we really got thrown into this process. Like basically we started thinking about this in August. That's when we submitted our first like draft of like a sort of concept statement to a fellowship. And from there we were like, oh, we have to make a little bit like a teaser of some sort. That's when we started working with Karen and Victoria, who's based in London actually. She's here with us today, but she's the art director who's just visionary. A lot of those designs that you're seeing here are from her brilliant mind and Hongbo's. So I would say we have a little group chat and we're just constantly chatting conversations about like ideas, mood boards, like a lot of pictures thrown in there. That's the inertial staff. So we had an earlier version of this teaser that was submitted to people for them to see, okay, this is something that's not just conceptual, we can write an essay about it, but can we make it something that's tangible or like experienceable for people? Because I think it's also very important for us to find a place for technology to get in touch with like humans, because so much are focused on like our on-screen post-cinema kind of world right now, and we're trying to make it more tangible from our background of like more theater and in-person performance kind of education. And I would say like this is like more flexible than any projects I've worked on before. We met at a film set where we did have a really organized like structure of like team. Like as a producer, I wouldn't want to do the AD's job, and as an AD, he doesn't want to do the director's job. So it was like very like pre-planned, very structural. But for this one, because I feel like we have established a pretty like good trust for each other, and we all really appreciate each other's work, so we were able to play more collaboratively and be more flexible with like creative inputs and bounce ideas off of each other, and giving credits to people also. Like the ideas come from everybody, not just one person. And Karen, maybe you want to talk a little about that too?
Yeah, I mean, when Hongbo and Kenny reached out to me too, it was like a very speculative, imaginary civilization that's driven by sound, and it's like a underground city built upon like with crystals, and those really resonated with like my kind of like I love crystals for some reason. I collect crystals. I truly believe they have energies, and it kind of there's many like civilizations, like kind of speculative civilization built upon crystals, and sound, like how the world is not constructed by like vision, like the world we are right now, like Earth. I think vision is like the main organ, but there are some other civilizations that's driven by other like sound or even smell, and I think that's really fascinating to me. So yeah, I think this really resonated. This vision really resonated with me, and it's really wild, but also it's like really fun to work with Hongbo because he has very specific missions, which make it really challenging, but also very like easy in a way because he knows what he wants. So we initially we wanted to do it in 3D modeling, which is like it would be like tons of work and with like everything. But it's interesting, the AI technology is like everyone kind of knows it's like pretty good, and so we took the step to try AI for the project. So the concept demo was made in like all kinds of AI models, and we had an exploration in that. And I think it's a really nice and interesting discovery in how AI can like help us achieve this vision in a faster way that we imagined. But definitely we have, in order to make the full vision out, we need to craft it more. So in general, I think it's a very, very interesting, very visionary, kind of magical collaboration.
So if this is a prototype,
Yes.
how do you envision, you talk about building it out, what do you see next? How's it going to grow or change or evolve?
Totally. So in the beginning, it's really just an idea of constructing a civilization, and even by the time we have the first demo out, which is kind of half time of this, it's like 3 minutes and a half. Even by that time, I don't have an idea of how this is going to be. and what exactly is this, then I have to really admit that I have a very specific inspiration, which is a place called Museum of Jurassic Technology. Is there anyone who's familiar with that? Yes. So it's a place where it's a physical museum with fictional stories. So it's you see a lot of artifacts there, but everything is fake. But they have so specific a story for each like technology and artifact that you almost believe it to be real. And I was like, this is a great concept. And something that I felt missing in that museum is that it's not a cohesive narrative, which is fine by itself. But for me, I would love to construct something. It's about the whole experience by itself, and by that you kind of go through a transformative experience of one narrative, but with different segments of immersive elements. Like some of it might be videos, and some of it might be tangible artifacts, and some of it might be mask performance and workshops, which you just kind of did. And some of it might be just a total dark space with only sound in it. And some of it might be simulation of underwater experience, because you kind of see it here as well, to kind of tour the civilization after it being submerged. So in the end, it will be, in my wildest vision, hope it comes true, a kind of space where you have segments of immersive elements which you can experience the civilization in fragments which you construct by yourself in full. I hope that makes sense. Yes, please.
Considering the use of AI in the piece, how did you guys balance incorporating human creativity and also the use of AI for efficiency, and how did it kind of come together?
You want to answer that?
Yeah, sure. I think it's AI in this project is more like a tool like Photoshop or like 3D modeling in a sense, because I feel like it's really like the concept is really original, and we didn't use any of like the artist work as reference. It's more like the the crystals, the stones, and all those natural environment. Or so I feel it's mainly the human creativity and vision, and with the knowledge of how to use the tools and technology to do that.
I think that's definitely a big part of my creative process as well. The great thing, because selfishly speaking, the coming out of AI for creators means a much less productive production cost and time and energy, because you can see an idea come to fruition almost in no time. And an element to that is that there's almost infinite space for error testing, and which is something I think blocked a lot of creators from starting their ideas, because they think it will be too hard to realize it and to whatever consuming energy, human resources, money. So I think, especially from the conceptual stage to the demo stage, AI is significantly helpful to carry out ideas, but also we're also very wary of the sense of relying too much on it, especially it connects things too smoothly. And for that, we're also actively thinking of ways to kind of rebalance it. Honestly, I don't really have a perfect answer for it.
I'm exploring.
Yes, please.
Hongbo, I was just going to ask if you wanted, because I know we have some folks who joined us a little late. Do you want to do another screening at some point, or do you want to take one more question? What do you think?
questions? Sure. One more.
I think for me, one of the most compelling moments in the video was the loom, where even just the act of creating the fabric, was an artistic piece. Are you planning on fabricating like more of the musical instruments, so to speak, to experience in your life? I guess the mask, the first one that was put on, already had a sound.
Yes.
So I sort of decided, I guess, because I have a question.
Yes, we're definitely, this is the big part. And the big step moving forward of the whole idea, because we're testing a few technologies, and actually none of these things that you've experienced today has a strong technological elements to it yet. But it will be. It will be. It's eventually we're envisioning something that everything in the installation can make sound. Even like how broken they look like. But that's definitely a direction we go.
Yeah, I mean, we're gonna do another prototype next year in the spring. That's when we're gonna focus on the musical, like technology part. Because it's still very much in progress. We're like, okay, maybe it's better for us to focus on the physical objects for now and build this like atmosphere first for this iteration. But next spring, please stay tuned.
Thank you. And yes, we would love to play this one more time.
Yes.